Oh, we're back live again. Uh, I had an issue with the earlier feed, so I needed to shut it down because I couldn't communicate my thoughts before the network messed me up. Network. Okay, very quick one. Um, in my, I was sharing with some group of community group of designers in a community on WhatsApp during the weekend, and one of the major questions that was asked was how do one get clients that are paying well, as in high paying clients. Personally, the creative design is my industry. That is my target space where I relate with people that we share similarities, as in like minds together. So most of the time I hear people coming to my space, Sabi, how can I charge high? How can I have issue with charging people high. When I increase my price, that is when most of my clients or people that are patronizing me, they take off. They can't afford it. In my space, I hardly charge a particular amount for design and stuff like that. So let me just share a simple secret how I made my first 100K from a logo design. A very simple process. I'll just share the story, then I'll highlight some thoughts that I believe will be of help to you if you're a creative and you are having this kind of challenge. Um, some years back, I think about 4 years, 3, 4 years ago, I got a call from a friend. Got a call from a friend who wanted me to do a brand communication design for a new company that they are just setting up. He was employed as the brand and business and development officer for the brand, and they needed to come up with all the identity designs for the organization. It was a travel. It was within the aviation sector, travel and the tourism sector, travel and tour. So I got the information, and because it was a friend that recommended me to the company, I went. And when I prior to that particular point, I've never done any work, any logo design, especially for more than 30,000 naira. I think the highest I did then was 30K. But I started having this issue because responsibilities were mounting up, and a lot of things are taking my time, and I needed to put some things in place, especially my work too, and my environment where I stay. I needed to change apartments. I needed a lot of things. So I was asking myself, I can't sustain myself with all these small small changes I was getting. And how do I go about it? I got in touch with some of my mentors, the likes of Yorks and other ogas, Tola Alabi. I share my experience, my ordeal with them, and they share their thoughts with me. So before, when I now got that particular opportunity, I said, okay, let me give this a try. Let me give this a try. I had a meeting with the client, and I was kind of intimidated by the personality that wanted my service. It was a top shot. It was a top shot. I don't want to mention the name of the person, but it was a top shot. I got to our office, and it was an intimidating environment for me. But because of the information I've equipped myself with, I'm muzzle confident, and I say, no, this one, because the fact that this is a top shot, I don't want to let it slide. So I boosted I developed confidence, and I after the conversation, we started negotiating for a price, and I told her I'll do the logo for 150,000 naira. And the lady screamed. I said, why will you do a logo? Is it not just logo? I said, that's the mistake most businesses are making. When they want to start, they put everything into consideration except the visual communications design. They consider the office space, they consider the tools, their staff, their salaries, and everything. But they never put into consideration, or they least put into consideration, the visual communications design, the graphics, the um, publicity campaign, everything that they the front line of their brand, they don't put it into consideration until probably somebody bring it to their attention, and just like an afterthought. So I told her I made her to see the value, understand why it is even much more important than every other thing that comes under the brand or under the company, and she understood my point. And after a series of negotiation, we settled for 100K. And I did that job for 100K. Just the logo alone. We have not talked about other parts of the designs, other parts of the designs. And I was like, after I finished, I got to the check of 100K. I was just smiling. I look at myself. Before then, I've never done any logo for more than 30,000 naira. But here I am holding a check of 100K for a logo I've not even started, they paid in full. I was so excited. It was a motivation for me. After that experience, some things I learned from that experience were very simple, and I believe it will help some of you that are struggling with similar issues to scale up to. Now, I will share some thoughts with me here based on that particular experience. Before I got to that particular job, there's one thing I have always done. I made sure the place of preparation was key for me. Preparing myself. I started graphic design in 2010, where I had the privilege to work under my church, its treasure house, as the graphic designer. I volunteered as a graphic designer. I was being paid stipend, just like an encouragement fee, like transport, 15K, just to encourage me. And but it wasn't about the money. I considered that as a platform to learn, and that was where I was able to build my confidence, prepare myself more, and from there other design jobs started coming in. So there's a place of preparation when you want to scale up. You can't charge more than your expertise. You cannot bill a client more than what you know. It is your level of preparation that will boost your confidence, that will boost your knowledge base, will increase your knowledge base. Because if you don't prepare yourself for that particular point, when the opportunity come, it will be difficult for you. It will honestly be difficult. Sometimes the client might even give you the offer. You might succeed in getting the job. But at the end of the day, because you are ill prepared for it, you mess up the whole process. I have had series of encounters like that. I've had series of experience, especially the first time I got a job from a school to do their school books. Honestly, because I was half informed, I never understood the production process of printing books. I messed up that deal. Up to today, the person that recommended me for that job, when we see, it brings back that memory, because Adibina, I was able to, so I succeeded in handling that job. I know the capacity of the school will have been a big one for me today. But because there was no adequate preparation for that opportunity, I missed it. So, but this particular one, I was then prepared. Forget it, I was prepared. I was prepared. So you need to prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. It's very important. What tools are you using? Have you gotten to that point where you master your tool, your design tool, your softwares, whichever software you are using? If you are using mobile graphics, mobile device to do your to like design softwares like Pixel and Pixel Lab, Canva, and all the likes. If that's what you want to focus on, see, build capacity, specialize on it, prepare yourself with it, and make sure you are good with it. It's very important. I cannot discredit the facts. I cannot discredit, because I know there's a particular debate that designers and laptop designers and what have you, but that's not an issue for discussion today. The key point here is prepare yourself very well. Then the second point for me is promote your works. Now, how did I get in contact? How did this person know about my works? The person that recommended me for the job, how did he know? Because every day we present, we promote our works through my social media pages. I push my works out, even though I really don't push most of my works these days because of the particular area of interest I'm focusing on now, even in graphics, but not necessarily design per se, but more of the knowledge base, communicating my thoughts and dishing out knowledge to graphic designers that are coming up. So I share my works on my status, on my Facebook, WhatsApp, anyone. I distribute those, I share those works. So it always reminds people within your space to know what you are doing. If you don't promote your work, nobody will know about it. It's only a foolish person that will, according to one particular advert, you can't be winking at a lady in the dark. They won't see it. You understand? So promote your works. The essence of promoting your works to your contact in any platform that you are active in is for people to know what you are doing, so that when the need come, when the time arrives, when the time arrives for them to require your service, you'll be the first person that will come to their mind, even though other people are there. So promote your works. Now, the third point I got from that particular experience is price yourself. Price yourself high. Price yourself. This is one area most people, most creative designers fall short or have issues with, because sometimes they feel intimidated by the works of others, that they see themselves, they price themselves less. Let me give you an hint. If people appreciate your work when you share it online, when they talk more of your work, when they see it and they express satisfaction with what you have done, it's an indication that you are giving out value. It's an indication that you are doing well. It's an indication, trust me, whether the pros within your space feel that your designs are not top notch enough. That's a discussion for another day. But as long as you are getting testimonials, you are getting good feedbacks, it's an indication that you are progressing. So leverage on that wave, leverage on it, and price yourself high. Price yourself high. I told the guys in my mentoring group, I gave them an assignment, especially for the young ones that are finding it difficult to charge high. I gave them an assignment. Some of them started, like me, I started from free. I started designing for free first in 2010. Within 2010 and 2012, I was designing virtually for free, just because I wanted to build capacity. I wanted to increase my network, and I wanted to just establish good relationship with people. So I designed for free. I also designed for less than 2,000 naira. I can do a logo for less than 2,000 naira. It won't bug me, because then I was responsibilities weren't that much for me. So I was designing for 2,000 naira, and I was excited about it. It was exciting for me. But the time came where I needed to scale. I needed to scale up, and I increased my price from 2,000 naira design or 1,000 naira design. I moved up to 4,000, from 4,000 to 5,000, from 5,000 to 10,000. So this is an assignment I gave them. I said, now, if you want to scale up, it's going to be very difficult for you as an individual, especially if you have gotten so much clients and customers that are used to your old price. It's going to be very difficult. So what you do, give it a test run. Increase your price by 100%. So if you are charging 2,000 naira before for a design, increase it to 5,000 naira or 4,000 naira. Give it a try. Give it a try. This is what will happen. Your clients or whoever you are that is not used to that new price, they will react. They will react. But don't go back to your previous amount of 2,000 naira. Now, if you are in the category of 10,000 naira design and you feel you have grown beyond that level of doing designs for 10,000 naira, scale up to 20k. Yes, scale up to 20k. Now, you will get the same reaction. People will react, because nobody is comfortable with an increment in price. Nobody, even myself. In fact, today I got a new price list from my printers. The cost of paper have increased, so they have increased the cost of printing as well. When they sent me, it was 100% increase. The materials, the things we print for 15 naira before, has jumped up to 120 naira. In fact, that's over 100% increase. It jumped up to over 100. I think we print A4 for about 50 to 60 naira. Now it's about 120 naira. 120 naira. So it's very crazy. I'm still trying to assimilate the increase in price. I need to adjust most of my costs. But clients will not like your increase. But this is how it works. When you maintain that level, when you maintain that point, and you do not bend, what you can do for them is give them discounts, especially if you know that that discount will not really affect you per se. You will still break even or make profits, but not the kind of profits you expect. So give them discount. And when you are giving discount, it's not like you are reducing the price. This is what I do. When I'm giving a client, when I give a client a cost of 150,000 naira for a logo, 150K for a logo design, and they say they cannot afford 150,000 naira, they can only afford 50,000 naira. Because I understand the value of money and relationship, and if I see a prospect, if I see a good prospect, a future in that particular client, I can decide to do that logo for 50,000 naira. But this is what I will do in my invoice. In the invoice I will present to that client, I will state it there. The cost, the actual value is 150K. Then I'll now run discount of 100,000 naira, giving that client a discount of 100,000 naira. So now the actual the cost that the client, the price, the final price the client is paying is 50,000 naira. But on my invoice, it is stated there 150,000 naira. But they are enjoying a benefit, a discount benefit of 100K. So 100K, I've given a discount of 100K completely. So you see the difference now. I did not reduce my cost. I only gave them discounts, because next time when they are coming or when they are referring me to somebody else, they won't tell that person I did that job for 50,000 naira. It is 150K that will be written on their invoice. So they will tell that person, this guy, this is how much he's doing his logo. If you cannot afford it, you can negotiate with him. But the person will not come with that mentality that, you did it for 50K for my friend, why are you charging me this high? It won't happen. So get that. And you can only do that if you price yourself high. So if you are thinking of scaling up, try the increase strategy, 100% increase. Then if they react in a negative way, bring it down. Do you realize that I think it was in 2015 or thereabouts when President Goodluck Jonathan was in the new year of 2015, I can't really remember precisely, when they increased the fuel price to how much? Was it 90 something naira? I can't really remember the exact amount, but I know there was an increase in price. After Nigerians react, you see everybody protest and stuff like that, they reduce it to a particular amount, but they didn't go back to the previous amount. So it's a psychological thing. So when you reduce it, the person will even appreciate you for the fact that you have reduced it. So they place more value on the work. So then the fourth point, the first one I say prepare yourself. The second one I say promote your works. The third one I said price yourself high. Price yourself. Then the fourth one here is prove your worth. Prove your worth. It's very important. See, some of us will have sweet mouth. After telling the clients how you bastardize them, you mesmerize them with your works and stuff, and they agreed to pay you that amount, you need to prove your worth. And one of the ways to prove your worth is through testimonials and your previous jobs. If you don't have any previous experience, you can decide to relate to the client. Okay, they can pay a certain amount, maybe an upfront of 50% or 30% or 70%, as the case may be. Then if they are satisfied with your work, then they give you the balance. At this point, it is up to you to kill, in quotes, that expectation, to daze the client. Prove your worth. It's very important. By the time you succeed in getting that done, trust me, that will be the beginning of a new relationship with the client. I share this story with you. I talked about promoting your works. There was this particular time I did a promo to print a business card. Very ridiculous amount, as in very, very ridiculous. I did a promo to print a set of business card for 3,000 naira. In fact, 2,999 naira. I created a design and I shared the broadcast to almost all my contacts on WhatsApp. And I got some series of response. I got series of orders from that particular job. Now, one of them stood out for me. There's a particular director of an agency in Abuja. He contacted me and he asked me to do his own business card and also that of his clients. his staff, and I succeeded in doing that card. Honestly, it wasn't it wasn't the amount, the usual amount that people do business card here in Abuja. I have seen some of my colleagues, the amount they charge. But what I did a cost estimation of the cost of production to know how much it will cost me to run the print. And I realized that even I when I even do it with that particular amount, I will still make some amount of some profit. So I was gunning for the volume. I was gunning for the volume, the numbers of customers or clients I'm going to get as a result of that promo. So I got this one. I got this particular client. And when they saw the work, they couldn't believe it was the same quality I am giving, the standard quality I am giving for less the amount that they usually do it before. So it was a proof to them that yes, I know what I'm doing. And that was how I penetrated into that particular client space. Into that particular client space. To a point where he became the director and the president of one of the agencies in Abuja here. It brought me into the space, and I was the one in charge of handling the printing. Up to date, is they are still one of my top clients in Abuja here. So you need to prove your worth. You need to prove your worth after preparing yourself, promoting your works, pricing yourself high. You need to prove your worth, because if you mess up at this stage, forget it. As in, forget it. You have lost that client for life. It will take grace for you to re-establish that relationship with the person. So prove your worth. Then let me give two bonus parts, two bonus points. Now, when you get a particular job or somebody refer you for a job, or you see an advert, or you want to penetrate into a particular space, the first thing you need to do, the first thing you need to do is to research on that particular personality or the brand. Research on the personality or the brand. Sometimes I read a particular article posted by one of my Facebook friends, Finger Chops. He made a post about a particular guy that came into Abuja, who is a private tutor. He got a particular job, and when he was going for the job, when he was going for the particular teaching rather, the client's son now called him, asked him, "Sir, how much are you going to bill my mom for this particular job you want to do for us?" He now told them, "I'm looking at within this particular amount and this particular amount." The guy said, my mom will just tell you, "Okay, I will call you, I'll get back to you," and she will never call you, because that amount is an insult to her personality. It's an insult to her personality. She will look at you as a quack, as a non-profit, as an amateur, or somebody that doesn't know what he's doing, because they are high class persons living in Asokoro in Abuja. So when he got that information, he was like, wow. See, he now asked, he said, "Okay, how much do you think I should charge?" I said, "Okay, just within the range of 100K and above." He now said, "Okay." Now that single information gave him a upper hand in the negotiation. It started from 250K, and they settled for, I think, about 150,000 naira. He said in his life, that 150,000 naira is what he would charge for 6 clients, 6 students, to pay that 160,000 naira. So now, if Adebin did not get that information, it will have been difficult for him, and probably you have lost that client. You'll have lost that client. So it is important you research on the client, the brand, or the personality that you are trying to break into their space or do jobs for. Sometimes, if the client is a high profile client or high personality, money might not be their problem or their issue. They will need standard. And sometimes, the cheaper your work, the less valuable you are in their eyes. They just feel that since you are this cheap, you won't have anything good to offer. You might be presenting a substandard work. Whereas it's not true. It's not true. Some of the best designers I know, their works are not that cheap. I have them in my community. Their works are not that cheap. Are not that expensive, rather. I have them, a lot of them in my community, and I tell them, see, if you don't understand how clients think, if you don't understand the categories of clients you are serving, you keep on having issue. You'll be losing high-paying clients because you are presenting you are giving them less amounts, you are charging them less, and you'll be losing the low-paying clients because you are charging them high because you don't understand the categories of clients you are trying to deal with. So research on your clients, research on the brand, and know how you can place your value in those particular guys. Then the final bonus point is develop your confidence. Develop your confidence. When I got that contact to when I got the meeting, when I got the opportunity to meet with that particular client that paid for 100K for the logo design, the ambience of our office came to our space. I was intimidated, to be honest with you, because of the information I got prior to that meeting. I knew I needed to boost my confidence. I need to be sure of what I'm doing. So when I was speaking to her, I wasn't speaking like somebody that is coming from. Then I think I was staying in one particular village in Abuja, one community. I wasn't talking as somebody that is staying in a particular community where even I wasn't talking cheap. That's the point. I wasn't talking cheap. My confidence needed to match her personality, her status. And that was what I was able to do. So build your confidence, because sometimes they are not even concerned about how much you are charging them. They are reading your body language. They are seeing how you carry yourself, because it goes a long way in telling them who you are and how important your job is to them. So I believe these short points will help some of us that are having this particular issue. And if you are doing other businesses, not necessarily design, I hope this also will be a contributing factor to helping you scale up your price. Till I come your way next in my next video, my name is Billy Stanley, lead faculty of Brown University International. Stay productive. Thank you very much.